Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back. In this video, we are looking at the Eastern Conference Finals Game 7 between the Boston Celtics and the Miami Heat. This one is in Miami after they played superb with Jimmy Butler, put up almost 50 with almost a triple-double last game. So we got a Game 7. Should be a fun one. As always, if you guys enjoy the videos, appreciate it. Hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already. Also hit the bell icon if you want to get notified whenever I post. This one will be touching on Draftkings and Fanduel. Get you guys ready for the showdown, and then I'll have a separate video for Prize Picks, which we do have a freebie on Jayson Tatum, who's at half a point over on Prize Picks. If you want to join us, visit the website. Link is in the description. You can check out Prize Picks if you want to sign up. You can use my code PROCESS, and you can check out Twitter to stay more connected. So today, in terms of your captain spot, probably looking at two guys here. Jimmy Butler from the Miami side. If you think Boston is going to be able to win, and you think Boston is going to have the highest scoring player, you can look to Jayson Tatum. But tough to, I think a lot of people will go with Jimmy Butler today, and for some good reason. I mean, after struggling the last two games, even the last three games, he looked amazing against Boston. Really just stepped up and did everything for the team. Even playing 46 minutes, he still looked aggressive out there in the fourth. He wasn't super fatigued, and looked to be moving pretty well on his knee, even though don't know if he got like some sort of cortisone injection or whatever, but he looked a lot better just moving and was able to hit his shots. So I think I'm going to go ahead and start with a lineup with Jimmy Butler as your captain today, just with the 80-point upside that he gives you. But Jayson Tatum is still going to be a guy I'm looking to get to. Had a great game. I mean, they just didn't have some other players step up. He didn't get as many shots as he probably would have liked, just 9 of 12 shooting, but did hit 4 threes, did have 9 rebounds, 51, 52 fantasy points, 3 straight games of over 50. And in a Game 7, I don't expect Tatum to kind of fade. So those are the two guys I'm starting with. Other picks, Jaylen Brown will be a little bit tougher to get to here. Smart had a very poor game, 1 of 9. Definitely cost them only 4 rebounds, 3 assists. Really poor game from Smart, but he's still going to play those massive minutes, and he still can rack up some of those defensive stats. Kyle Lowry bounced back nicely and had a very good game, and 45 fantasy points. Did foul out. He's 7K now. Now, I don't know how many people will go to Kyle Lowry, but he should maybe be in consideration now if you needed a mid-range play. We have Robert Williams, $6,400. He only had 1 rebound, which was kind of shocking, but still got you 26 minutes. He did head to the locker room for a brief stint, but he came back and entered the game once again. Derek White had a very solid game, but he's $6,200 now, and we saw 43 fantasy points from him last game. He's had a couple of good games in a row. His shot is falling. The price tag is also rising on Derek White, but other picks could definitely be PJ Tucker at 56. We do not know the status of Tyler Hero yet, but he's still questionable, and he hasn't. Looks like he hasn't really been. He's kind of been getting ruled out a couple hours in advance, so it's not really like he's testing it out right before. But he has a chance to return in Miami at home. The price tag is really appealing on Tyler Hero if he's able to play, so he would be one guy to consider. And then you have Gabe Vincent at 42, continues to play like 15 to up to mid-20s in minutes. Didn't have a very good game, and they got one of the best games that they've had from Kyle Lowry. So just didn't get that much playing time last game. And then other picks like Caleb Martin continues to play around up to 15 plus minutes or so. Can get a little bit more depending on how the game goes. He's $1,800. If you needed a value pick, you could consider him. And that's basically it. So I'm not really that interested in Pritchard. Duncan Robinson only played 5 minutes after playing 28 and 23 in the other 2 games. So even without Hero, so he just was not a part of the game plan for any reason. But they ended up winning the game, so maybe for a good reason. Strus at 6K. He's playing the minutes, hits you some threes, can get you some rebounds, but Boston is not a team that lets opponents get a lot of easy looks from three-point land, and the rebounding has kind of went away this series for Strus, so he might be a little bit tougher for me to focus on. And then Bam continues to struggle a bit in this series. Only 6 shots for him last game. He's only had a couple of, you said one big game with 64, but that was when Butler didn't play the second half, and they didn't have Hero. But I probably like Lowry more than Bam at this point, but I do like Tatum. We'll see if we can try to fit in Robert Williams maybe at 64, but let's see if we do plug in Lowry at 7,000. We have a little bit over like 5K left per position Oladipo is 52. He's been playing okay for them. He's still not a great shooter. He's had that one decent game where he put up 38.5. But for me, I probably look to at least try to get to one of these other expensive guys at the top end, and then look to get to some value at the bottom. So in terms of paying up, Smart at 8K looks fine. Horford didn't have a great game, only had 6 points, 1 of 8 shooting. Tough night for Al Horford. He's 76. But I might consider going with Robert Williams at 64, saving some money there. And now we have some more flexibility. We can consider going down here to, if you wanted to consider playing Caleb Martin, you could do that. Or you can look to pay up a little bit, see if you're not going to be able to get to Smart. You could get to Horford, and you could play Caleb Martin as a potential build. You're getting Tatum, getting a pretty even split. Last game was a close one. This one definitely can be close, so this is something viable that you can build with. Tucker is 56, so he's looked better when he was like 4K. Maybe depending on some of the injury news, if Hero is out again, you can consider Tucker, but don't love that price tag. We'll see if we can do one with Derek White at 62, even though don't love the price tag, but we could upgrade, or you could just look to save a little bit of money, $200 on the table, and put in Derek White instead of Robert Williams if you want to do something like that. Let's do one lineup with Jayson Tatum as our captain picks. Put Jimmy Butler as well there. We'll look to get to Kyle Lowry at 7,000. Value pick, maybe we can look to, Tucker. 56 is my favorite, but if Hero is able to play, I definitely go to Hero instead. They just priced these guys a little bit differently on this one, so I still don't mind going all the way down to like Caleb Martin just to get to some savings, and is a guy that can give you 10 to 15 fantasy points on a good day. Now we have a little under 7,000 left, so looking at like Al Horford and Derek White once again. Same type of deal, Butler, Lowry, Martin, and then you get Tatum, Horford, and Derek White. I probably will not be looking at, it'll be tough to get to Jaylen Brown for me I'm focusing on Jimmy Butler and Jayson Tatum, and I'm definitely not interested in Bam. I do like Robert Williams, but a little bit. You can consider Derek White now that he's shooting the ball better. Hero looks okay if he's able to play. The price tag has been declining on him, and then I don't have much confidence in like Oladipo, Williams, Vincent, especially in a Game 7. So might as well just look to punt with Caleb Martin, who's still going to get some minutes at least, and can outscore like Vincent if he's not getting the minutes once again. So on DraftKings for this one, I'll probably stick with Jimmy Butler as my captain, looking at Jayson Tatum and the last couple of picks plug in here. Even though don't have much confidence, but I probably still like Kyle Lowry compared to some of like the other price tags that they have on the Miami side. Hopefully Lowry is able to come through once again in a Game 7. And then last pick from Boston. For me, it's either Derek White or Robert Williams. It might be a bit of a coin flip. Derek White has been playing a lot better recently. Hopefully he can continue that. And he has been playing more minutes. So Robert Williams hasn't really topped more than 27 minutes yet. He can get you there with some blocks and stuff, but I'll probably stick with maybe Derek White. Hope that he's a guy that will give you more minutes, and hopefully he can still hit his shots. So that's 4 guys that I like on this showdown for DraftKings. Go ahead and take a look at FanDuel. All right, over on FanDuel, you have Jimmy Butler, 16K. Still like to play him. I think, he does give you that monstrous upside that we saw last game with 80 fantasy points. Tatum is still going to be a guy I'm looking to get to on Boston. Brown looks okay, but tough to get to all 3. I mean, you definitely can, but we'll see some of the other price tags. Like, you got a decent one on Kyle Lowry. Like, Bam was all the way down to $11,000 after being like the second or most expensive Miami player throughout the series. He's down to just 11K. Smart is only 10.5. White is only 1,000 less than Smart. So on FanDuel, I'm looking at Marcus Smart over Derek White, and then you have other plays that look solid, like a Max Strus at 85, just based on the value. Oladipo looks all right at 75. Martin at 7K isn't the worst pick. For me, I'll see if I can maybe squeeze in like Kyle Lowry here at 12,000, leaves us with 8,250. So we're looking at maybe getting to like Strus here, and then we have 8,000 left to plug in maybe Grant Williams, or we can look to get to maybe Marcus Smart instead at 10.5. He's really cheap. He's still going to play those big minutes. I like him more than Robert Williams, even though he had a tough shooting night. We definitely know that he can bounce back. Definitely won't be able to get to Kyle Lowry. That'll leave us with just $6,000 left if we play smart here. So we're going to be looking to get to some decent value picks. Maybe we can consider Oladipo here and leaves us with 10.5. Now you have Hero as a potential pick you could consider. Let's see, all the way down at 7K, you have Caleb Martin, leaves us with $11,000. So there you would be looking at maybe Bam. Even though he hasn't had much success in this series, the price tag has now gotten to a really low point on FanDuel where I don't mind considering Bam just based on the price tag. If Hero is able to play, do you think you can consider him at 10K? I don't know if I feel great about paying 9K for PJ Tucker at this point. Grant Williams, 8,000. He's only played 17 minutes because Derek White played really well. So there's some minutes risk with him. And Gabe Vincent's not going to get as many minutes if Kyle Lowry plays like he does. So some things to think about. But these would probably be the three that I start with on FanDuel. Definitely Butler and Tatum. I think just based on the value that Smart gives you at 10.5, it'd probably be easier to get to him than to... Definitely won't be able to get to like Horford or Lowry, or maybe Lowry, but not Horford or Brown. Williams isn't my favorite pick at 11.5. And Bam looks okay at 11K, just affordable. Hopefully he's able to play a little bit better at home in Miami. But that's what I got. This series hasn't been the most fun for DFS. Last game did have a good game for fantasy with it being close, but I'm looking forward to the NBA Finals, whichever team advances. I don't know how much luck they'll have against Golden State, but hopefully we get a long series in the finals. But that's what I got for today. Stay tuned for the Prize Picks video. Have that out right after this one. Best of luck tonight, and I will see you all next time.